welcome to another episode of Chuckle with the Guys. I'm Justin, and I'm joined with my two esteemed colleagues. It is Ross, it is Nikos. Hey. What's going on, guys?
Well, you know, this year started, I made a New Year's resolution. I was like, you know what, I'm going to diet. Slim down so I can get a new passport picture, since we're being required to carry those around these days. But anyways, neither here nor there. It's been real rough the past couple of weeks with the storm.
Same.
Or the storms we've had. But yesterday I think I really hit rock bottom.
Me too. Me too.
The evening came around and I was looking around. I was like, man, what can I eat for dinner? And I didn't want to go too far. So it sort of limited my choices. Now, mind you, we have some healthy choices around the house, but McDonald's is right down the street. So,
oh goodness,
I did it. I went down to McDonald's. I ordered me a couple doubles. Man, they were so good too. Ordered a couple doubles, a couple apple pies, and some chicken nuggets. It was a real low point, but it felt so good as it was happening. Some of the best doubles I ever had. I was sitting there double fisting them.
Nice.
But then, yeah, it was disgusting. But then once I was finished and I had that post meal clarity, I was like, man, what have I done?
Yeah, the shame, the guilt.
I've been regretting it since yesterday, and I'm just letting you guys know, hey, I hit rock bottom, but it's only up from here.
Yeah.
So
I have a confession.
Monday. Oh, okay, go ahead.
I do. I have a confession. Like I had what I consider to be a pretty rough day yesterday too with the diet thing, and woke up this morning with the same like shame. Like I was just like, what am I doing? But yesterday I woke up and I had a bowl of Fruity Pebbles. I then had a foot-long sandwich for lunch, and then
we ate sideways.
Yeah, okay. And then we ordered pizza again. So I've had pizza twice this week.
Dang.
And
then I had some Oreos at night.
Right.
Not good.
Well, everyone, welcome to Fat Asses Anonymous.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I actually have something to contribute to this as well.
What'd you have?
Well, it's not so much food related. It's just the state I'm in right now. I had to go to a party last night, and I got into a suit for the first time in a while.
Ooh.
And I was pretty uncomfortable in that suit. And I'm kind of like, I'm in this big room. It's at the convention center. I'm kind of sweaty, a little uncomfortable. I come home, and I'm like, something's got to change. I'm talking to my wife, and I'm like, Audrey, I'm so fat, man.
Yeah.
Like, when did I get so fat? And she says to me, "You're not fat. You are a little thick, though." And I thought, no one's ever referred to me as thick before. And I had this moment where I was like, all right, this is it. This is my sign to change.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think the three of us had a pretty interesting Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to have a Friday like that again. It's very humbling. It was disgusting feeling.
I even forgot, Ross, that I met you yesterday.
At Chili's.
Right. I met you yesterday.
Yesterday was a very busy day.
Yeah, and drank 2 22-ounce Michelobes, and then had the chips and the salsa.
I drank 3 22-ounce beers, and then drank a little bit more at the party last night.
Oh my god!
So
what a
I was feeling real puffy.
Yeah, I
real
hate that
bloated,
feeling.
Real sweaty.
I actually don't have any. I don't have any like dress up clothes that like fit at the moment. Like if I had to wear like a collared shirt button down, I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do. I couldn't squeeze into those things, and buttons would be popping off, going everywhere.
Yeah, I got lucky that I didn't have any buttons popping off, but I definitely couldn't button up my jacket.
Oof. I did though. I felt terrible last night, and then I this morning when I woke up, I was just laying there like something's got to change, dude. Something's got to change.
Yeah.
This is the first step before the rest of our lives. Every addict has to hit rock bottom before they can enter recovery. So
I mean, that's
true.
That's true.
Relapse is part of recovery.
I mean, that is true, because I remember the last time right before I started working out and getting in shape, it did take I remember I went to this NASCAR race in Atlanta and I was drinking Coca-Cola and I was eating hamburgers and, double fists and doubles like you were. But,
Yeah.
but yeah, then just that feeling of having to go to the bathroom and your pee is like toothpaste. It was something has to change.
Just
Sounds
like a thick
like
goop.
pus. Yeah.
Real
Yeah,
thick.
it's disgusting.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
It's
That's why I
insane.
changed everything around.
Yeah.
It was terribly disgusting. Speaking of change, went to the grocery store as soon as we stopped recording last week. Immediately afterwards, I went to the grocery store because all that snow stuff was coming, which ended up not really. It was a little bit of a thing, but
Hmm.
go in there because I need a few items, just a few things, and I go in and it's mass. Of course, it's mass hysteria. Everyone's grabbing fistfuls of bread, stuff in shopping carts with things. People are knocking each other over. Well, the one thing that drove me crazy, because I was just in there for just a few items, but the one thing that drove me nuts was I was going down one of the aisles and this guy's standing there and he's got his shopping cart kind of horizontal with the aisle, and then he's standing at the end of the shopping cart and he's on the phone and he's just kind of standing there. Well, I couldn't get around him because he's blocking the whole damn aisle. And so I go up there and I'm kind of standing there for a moment, he'll notice me. He will feel me because we were just talking about how much bigger we've all gotten. I have my own gravitational pull. I feel like he will feel me before he sees me, and
Right.
which he didn't. And so when I asked him, I was like, "Hey man, can I get by you real quick?" Some bitch moves his phone like I've annoyed him, turns and looks at me, and then just goes back to being on the phone. Doesn't move.
I can't stand that.
So
I can't
I
stand
just-
behavior like that.
I had to just go around him.
Wow.
Our asses touch. It's ass to ass as I'm going past him.
Cheek
I
to
slide
cheek.
past
No,
him.
you should have went front to butt. That's not how you do it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No. It's ass to ass.
Show domination. No, show that you can dominate him if you want.
Oh, I didn't think of that. I didn't think of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But it's literally as soon as I get past this mofo, with my ass to ass slide, as soon as I get past this dude, I come out the end of the aisle. Woman nails me with her cart right in the hip. She goes, "Sorry," goes around me and just keeps going. Drove me insane. And then the other day, I told you I got a sandwich. Went to Harris Teeter, got a sandwich. I'm coming out, and a lady just leaves her shopping cart right in the middle of the parking lot. Just left it there.
Oh yeah, I see that often.
Put her groceries away, pushes the cart out of the way, blocking in another car, and just says, "Fuck it, I'm going to leave it here," and then just gets in her car and drives off. And it got me to thinking, I would love to bring back public shaming. Specifically the stockades. You do something, you get put in the stockades. You have to get locked down in front of the grocery store, so as people pass you in the grocery store, they see that you've done something stupid.
Yeah, they know this guy's an asshole.
They can even throw rotten vegetables at you or whatever.
Plenty of that at Food Line.
At Food Line.
I feel like we have better punishments than stockades. I say we waterboard them. Everyone gets a chance.
Yes.
You just have them in a chair. You walk up.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a gallon of water. So here, have at it. You get done with your gallon. Someone else gets to go next.
I feel like that's too. I don't think that the humiliation is there though.
You don't?
But
No,
you get the
it's too
punishment at
violent.
least.
You get the
And it's
punishment,
not-
but
listen, Ross, you're wrong. As a matter of fact, Sean Hannity, one of my favorite broadcasters a few years ago,
One of
to
your
prove the
favorites.
point, to prove the point that waterboarding is so bad, he volunteered for charity to be waterboarded. He hasn't had a chance to do it yet. It's been a little over 10 years, but he did volunteer to prove.
You think he's ever going to get
That's
back
why
to
I
it?
know. That's why I know it's not really a big deal.
you think he's afraid of? You think he's afraid of it for the punishment aspect or for the humiliation aspect of it?
I don't think that's the thing. He's not afraid of it, or he wouldn't have volunteered to do it for charity. He just hadn't had a chance to get around to it yet. So
I think having someone in a stockade though is more humiliating because there's nothing is happening to them other than them just being stuck there. Whereas waterboarding, their mind is probably the furthest thing from their mind is the shame.
You're right.
I think this should
You know what?
extend
Something
to.
that's
I think this should extend to restaurants too. I think it should extend to restaurants. And in fact, if we do the stockade thing, the stockade has to be pointed in such a way that you are looking in the window of the restaurant, looking at all the other people who get to get their drinks, get their food, get to be a part of society.
It's like the
But
Guy
you're
Fieri meme. Have you
yes.
seen the Guy Fieri meme where he looks so sad just watching people eat burgers?
I don't
think
like
that's
to
what it is.
see desperate people or destitute people while I eat. No offense, I just because it's gonna ruin my joy. I say we put them somewhere like the mall. I wouldn't care if they see me at the mall or the grocery store. I'm fine with that too. But as I'm sitting down for a little hospitaliano, I don't want to be gawked at.
What if
Right.
You
it
know,
this happened once? I was at Cowfish, and we go into the place, and there's always a wait at Cowfish. And so we go in and put our name on, but it's not too bad. I think they were like, it's like 25 minutes, and we're like, that's not so bad. So we go outside, we sit down. Eventually, we get our table. We wait the 25 minutes, like everyone else. They put us on a table on the patio. We're sitting out there on the patio, and this family, rather big family, like 5 or 6 people, they come in to the patio, and they just sit down at a table. They didn't go in, they didn't check in, they didn't do any of that stuff. They just sit down at a table. So then the waitress comes over and she sees them and is kind of like, wait a minute, that doesn't look right. Leaves, comes back, obviously has to tell them, hey, you guys did you guys check in? They're like, no, we just saw this empty table and sat down. And became this whole thing of like, they're like, well, you kind of have to go check in and whatnot. And the guy was like, we're not moving. This table's empty. We're here. And of course, the restaurant obviously was like, hey, look, we'll just seat you, we'll just serve you and whatnot. So they got away with it. But I
Yeah, I
mean,
hate that too. I feel like that's almost on the restaurant for
that's
caving
one of
like
the
that.
worst things I've actually heard. I'm gonna be honest with you.
really?
I hate when that type of behavior is rewarded.
Yeah.
Right.
I would have called the police and had them arrested and trespassed from the premises if
Yeah.
they ever did that in my restaurant.
Yeah.
There are rules that should be followed, and waiting to be seated is one of them. And if there's a sign that says seat yourself, seat yourself.
But of
If
course.
not, then you wait to be seated.
Yeah. No, I agree. It drove me nuts. And I watched the whole thing happen. And then I saw them get away with it. And I kind of saw them all like smile at one another and high five one another because they were like, we get to get our food
It
now.
just gets worse and worse. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I could see the some bitches.
You
Man.
wouldn't have. It put me off my appetite, man. It put me off my appetite.
I would have left the restaurant. I would have been so disappointed in the wait staff for not having them removed. I'd be like, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't want to eat here because you guys obviously don't believe in rules or order. Who knows what they're doing back there in the kitchen? Probably pissing all over the food before they serve it.
They
Yeah.
definitely probably pissed in theirs.
Well, they deserve it.
Yeah,
Still,
for sure.
Yeah.
That's a good point. If they feel like they get away with it, I would be nervous that something like that would happen.
But see, that's
Someone would
what's-
do something like spit in my food or something.
And that's what's dangerous about acting like a douche in a restaurant. Like my grandma used to freak me out in a restaurant because she would act unruly in a restaurant. Like she was one of those
Yeah.
who like they'd come over and she would announce that she was going to be a problem like from the start, which I guess is a good thing because she's letting you know ahead of time like I'm going to be an issue. But she would sit down and immediately when the waiter would come over, she was like, "Now look, if none of this is right, I'm having it sent back immediately. If it's not to
Yeah,
my liking."
I had
And
a
that would
I had
scare me
a
because I'm
guy
like,
like
"Oh my
that.
god, what are they going to do to this food?"
Right. And I had a godfather who he took us out one time, my brother and myself, and he took out maybe like $10 in single $1 bills. And as the waitress came over, he basically said, "Now look, this is your tip, but for every mistake you make, I'm taking one of these bills back."
That made me so
And he kind of
uncomfortable.
he kind of laughed, and then she kind of laughed a little bit. And I thought, I was probably only like 8, so I was like, okay, I don't know what this is. Maybe this is some kind of weird joke. And then she did like make a mistake, I think, and he was like, "Well, there it goes," and he pulled one and put it in his pocket, and you kind of have this like slow realization of like, oh, I'm witnessing something not good happen here, and
Yeah.
I'm associated with it. I'm a part of this, and I don't like it at all.
My great grandma, God rest her soul. I remember when we would go to the restaurant, my granddad would pick her up. We'd go to dinner with my great grandma, and whenever she would summon the waiter, she would go, "Yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo," and start waving across.
Is your great grandma Michael Jackson?
No, She would just say "yoo-hoo" to summon the waitress and wave at them and summon them over. It was
Oh my,
extremely
that's
embarrassing.
funny.
It's a little embarrassing,
Uh,
but it's almost kind of sweet in a way.
Yoo-hoo.
I guess.
It's not
Yeah.
mean.
That is, she got what she wanted though. I know they
Yeah.
forgot my honey mustard for my tendies. She made sure, hey, don't worry about it. I'll get them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, yeah, that's a nice grandma.
I guess, but it's still embarrassing. Like, hey, lady, calm it down.
How old were
We're in
you?
public. Well, she lived until I was like 15, but I don't think she had dementia for a while. So I think the last time we probably went out to eat together, I was probably like 11 or
Okay.
10 or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
old enough to be embarrassed.
Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to melt.
Well, Ross, you mentioned something to me uh, the other day that I actually hadn't thought of, and that was that do you actually ever see anyone bringing in groceries? And
Right.
I got to thinking about this, and I got to thinking about it because of all as much as I've gone to the grocery store over in my life, and especially over the last couple of days with all the snow coming, and I've seen the pandemonium and the people going out in 2 carts full of groceries at a time. As I
Yeah.
think about it, as I walked around the neighborhood, as I look out the window, I have not seen anyone actually bring groceries inside. So
No.
where does it go?
No. Yeah. I've noticed that for a few years now. I've never seen my neighbors bringing in any groceries, and I'm at the grocery store. I go to the grocery store probably a little bit more often than the average person. I usually only get about 2 days worth of food at any given point. So I'm going there, and I'm always seeing people. And like you said, this last few weeks, I mean, there's been like hundreds of people, and you see them all in the store, but then you don't see them anywhere else with those groceries. It's like they don't exist, which this has been uh, posited as a symptom of the simulation theory. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that conspiracy theory,
A little bit.
but
I don't know a ton about it. What is it kind of it's
I don't know
suggesting?
a whole I don't know a whole lot about it, just other than the fact that we're living in a simulation, and I don't know how much I buy into that, if at all. In fact, I don't buy into it at all. But one of the big tells is that you never see a neighbor bringing in their groceries because that's something that the programmers have sort of
Right.
forgotten
The
to put into the
NPCs,
simulation.
right, the
Yes.
NPCs can go and get the groceries, but
Yeah.
then after that, they just disappear.
They just disappear. They're an asshole to you at the store,
Mhm.
and then they just disappear.
Hmm.
Spooky. Spooky.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're living in a simulation, but I definitely think we're living in probably the darkest timeline. That's something I do think. I think that if there was parallel universes, if that was like a thing, um, we're definitely in the wrong one.
Yeah. I could see that.
What other kind of conspiracy theories are you digging? I know that when it comes to conspiracy theories, one of my all-time favorites is the one about the firmament. Do you know about that one? The firmament.
Very, very little. Very little.
So
That
this
that
one,
we're in like a globe.
right? This one drives me crazy because it's easily disproven, like easily disproven. Um,
All right, let's do it. Knock yourself out.
well, like okay, the stars in the sky. Okay, so here's the deal: is that the firmament comes from the Bible, the Holy Bible. In Genesis, it suggests that there is a dome that separates the water from earth. So we're in essentially a snow globe. Now,
So I actually did not know that came from the Bible. I thought
yes,
that was just some nonsense people came up with like recently.
no, it comes from Genesis.
Nope.
It's a
Oh,
literal interpretation of the thing, like the separation of the waters and the earth. They
okay.
read that and was like, oh, well, there must be a firmament, was what they call it, but like a dome, a shape dome that keeps the water and the earth separated. Now, this is what is used to suggest that NASA has been lying to us about the existence of space. And I don't know if you've seen the rage bait that goes on. So I follow NASA's Instagram page, and whenever they post a picture that the NASA has found through their telescope or a picture of Earth, the moon, what have you from space, there's always people in the comments being like, this is bad CGI, because they're part of the group that doesn't think that you can actually get to space, because space doesn't exist. There's nothing above the firmament. But at night, when you take your ass outside and you look up, there's clearly stars and the moon.
Right. Are those not just within the firmament?
Now there is something. I think I remember there was something about like the moon being some kind of rock. That, gosh, I need to look this up real quick. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. There is something about like the flat Earth and the moon, and stuff.
So the flat Earth is part of this.
Yes, it is
Okay,
definitely
so
a
the
part of
Earth
this.
is flat and there's a firmament
You know,
that is a
so
dome.
I was talking to this.
I don't.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, we don't. I don't really want to get too deep into the flat Earth, just because. Listen, I don't know if you all had the same Bible that I did growing up, but the Bible clearly shows a flat Earth. So I don't know what you have to disprove that, Ross. But unless you got some strong sources, I suggest we don't get too deep into it.
I
'Cause I
so
can
I
always
don't
go back to the Bible.
I don't think I even had a Bible growing up, being real.
Makes sense. That sounds about right.
That stayed in the church.
Yeah, no, here it is. In the flat Earth version of the reality, the moon isn't a distant spherical body orbiting Earth. Instead, it's usually described as a small nearby light source, kind of like a spotlight, hovering
Yeah.
above a flat plane.
Okay. So my next question,
Yeah.
can you get to the ceiling, I guess is what it would be then.
I don't think you can. I don't think
So what happens when you try?
it explodes. And I think I saw, and this is why, and this is why I think this is because I saw a video of one of the recent problems with SpaceX. You remember when you remember when Elon was shooting off all those rockets and they were just blowing up?
Yeah.
So instead of calling it what it was, just an engineering failure, in the comment section, people would be like, "Up, it hit the firmament. He's never gonna get through." And that's kind of where I thought of that. Now I was talking to, so I have a cousin who's kind of into this shit, and they invited me over one night to watch a hockey game, and I was over there watching the game, and they had invited some of their neighbors over, and they come over, and that guy starts talking to me about this very thing because he believed it.
Okay.
And he starts saying that that instead of a flat Earth, though, he believed that it was more like a frisbee shape, like there was like the ice wall that surrounded the whole Earth or whatever and kept everything kind of in. But he definitely believed it. And one thing that he told me that confirmed it for him is that he was traveling by plane, and when he reached the altitude of 40,000 feet, he said he could see Charlotte in the distance, and he was like, "It's because it's flat." And he didn't understand the theory of relativity. I had to tell him. I was like, if you are standing on the surface, if an ant is standing on the surface of a basketball, it's going to seem flat. But if you raise the ant up, it's going to see further. He did not understand any of this.
I mean, some things just aren't for other people,
I guess not. They also, those same people, did not believe in the existence of dinosaurs, at least not what we perceive to be dinosaurs. Like they thought that dinosaurs and people coexisted, kind of like the Flintstones.
Well, that doesn't mean that they don't believe in dinosaurs. It just means that, hey, the timeline's a little off, right?
Well, a little bit, but I do know someone who asked me one time, seriously, he was like, "Well, how do you know that dinosaurs existed?" Is how the conversation started, because I was kind of picking on Liberty University, because Liberty University claims that they have a dinosaur bone in there that's 6,000 years old. And I was like, that's ridiculous, obviously. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Well, how do you know the dinosaurs existed?" And I was like, "Fossils." And then he was like, "Well, how do you know those fossils are put together correctly?"
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
That wouldn't, I mean, even if they were incorrectly put together, I wouldn't disprove the time.
No, but still, I was even trying to explain to him, a leg bone of a brachiosaurus is still going to be the size, bigger than a car. Even if there's nothing on the planet now that has that. But I think the thing that drove me the most insane about the whole thing was that like afterwards, like I know that afterwards I was like telling all my, telling friends about like, you won't believe these people that I met, like, can you believe this? They think we live in a firmament and they don't think that dinosaurs exist, or they coexisted with people like Fred Flintstone. And I was thinking to myself, like, they're doing the same thing to me. And that's what drove me crazy about it. I was like, they're out there right now being like, can you believe that guy who thinks the earth is round and dinosaurs actually existed? What a loser. And
Yeah, they're
that
like,
drove me
get a
nuts.
load of this idiot.
That drove
Yeah,
me nuts.
real fucking clown.
Yeah.
I do think it would
So
be cool if they did, though. I mean, like mixing your concrete in like a giant prehistoric bird's like beak.
That would be pretty sweet.
yeah, but could
Pretty
you imagine
cool.
the shit everywhere? Like, I mean, just imagine like places that have horse-drawn carriages, just horse shit everywhere. But now you
Yeah.
have horse-sized shits everywhere.
Yeah, how do you
It's just
know how do you even know dinosaurs shit?
well, I saw Jurassic Park, and I
Yeah.
remember Jeff
Obviously.
Goldblum touching horse or dinosaur shit.
Yeah, he
So
was
they
like,
absolutely,
now that's
yeah,
one big pile of shit.
yeah,
Okay, got me there.
yeah.
I
All right,
think there's
I'm coming around to this theory.
I think
You've
there's
convinced
even
me.
fossilized shit
Yeah.
out there. That all of this stuff is on record. That's what's crazy. Is that like that's what baffles me. It's the ignorance of it. Is that like we have photos of outer space. We can go outside and we can see stars in the sky. We can see that the moon is clearly spherical. We have dinosaur fossils. We have all of this stuff. And people are still like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's real because it isn't, because I feel it. It's the
Yeah.
vibe. I don't know. It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts.
Yeah, I mean it's always that's always the thing though, is like this is why conspiracy theories are fun for a lot of people, because it does make you think like, hey, I know something that nobody else knows, or I'm one of the few who gets it. And it's just kind of, I guess, like, I think for a lot of people conspiracy theories are fun, and then they fall into actually believing it.
I actually have a lot of people in my in a lot of life who are conspiracy theories. Like I remember this one girl who believed that mermaids were real because of some documentary that came out years ago. Do you remember when that was a big thing? Like, God, it would have been
Yeah, vaguely.
maybe like 15 years ago now. When like, oh,
It
there
was
was
something on HBO, I thought,
I think
right?
it
Or was
was, yeah.
it
They were, but
Discovery?
yeah, and they were big into like, mermaids exist and this kind of stuff.
I thought that
But
whole thing was just like kind of tongue in cheek, though. Like, I thought that documentary was about like the history of the myth, and they kind of were playing it off like,
yeah,
oh, we
but
figured it out.
they ended up watching it and believing,
Believing the myth.
yeah, thinking it was more of a documentary about there actually being uh, the existence of mermaids versus the myth of mermaids. But do you remember that time, Nikos? I don't know if you know about this, but Ross and I met this guy one time. He came to install some equipment for us, and while we were talking to him, he was a military guy, so we're just kind of we're talking about that, and then he told us that he knew that the money that we were sending to Ukraine was being used so that Zelensky could build a golf course for the mega rich in this underground base that used to belong to aliens, and there was all this alien tech in there. And that's why Russia invaded Ukraine, was because they wanted to get the alien technology.
Well, as you boys both know, I am a veteran. So without giving up any of my sources, I am willing to confirm that that's true. Uh,
Okay. So he was building a golf course for some reason. I remember him telling the story that the aliens made a golf course down there.
No, I thought it was that Zelensky was building the golf course for the super mega rich, and it was going to line his pockets,
mhm.
and it was going to be
Okay.
this like exclusive thing underground. And that was also very convenient to build a golf course underground when bombs are falling on your head. You can still have a good time. You can still play. You can still play a good 18 without worrying
Right.
about getting blown off the face of the earth. But they were building it in this massive, and I guess it would have to be massive to build an 18-hole golf course. Massive underground bunker where they were keeping all this alien technology. But it used to belong to Russia, you see, because when they lost Ukraine, they also lost the alien technology, and they want it back.
Right. I don't think he ever went into details. And Nikos, I don't want to put you at jeopardy, so you don't have to confirm this,
Okay.
but I do wonder what kind of alien technology they had.
So here's the thing. I'm gonna go and say the location is wrong. When you guys think of aliens, what's the first place you think of?
Area
Like as
51.
far as the United States, Area 51, right? New Mexico.
Yeah.
That was all a misdirect. Here's where they really are. Hangar 18, Dayton, Ohio, under Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Uh,
Do tell.
listen, so I mean that's what they say. Listen, I've been to Wright-Patterson. I've been to Ohio in general. It's a strange place, and there's some things going on there. There's actually a brief television series. I think it ran for about a season back in the early '90s about that area. I can't remember what it was called, but yeah, that's where they keep the alien tech. That's where they keep the aliens. Um, Now, as far as the actual technology, again, without giving, I'm not at liberty to say what technology is there or isn't there, but I am confirming that the aliens are in Ohio.
Ohio.
Okay. Do they
Yeah,
like
They're
golf?
Buckeyes.
Well, like Justin just mentioned, they're more college football guys, not
Yeah.
big on not actually golf guys. So I think his conspiracy is a little. There's a conspiracy. No, it's just he's just wrong about some details and where they are. There's actually a giant basketball courts underneath Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. So the
So
boys are out there. The aliens are hooping.
aliens
They're shooting
are
the
sports.
hoops.
They're sports fans.
Space Jam is more. It's probably a more truthful film than they really want to get out. Now, if you remember, and this is where he's probably getting confused. In Space Jam, Michael Jordan gets sucked in through what?
It's a little golf
As-
hole.
Exactly.
Oh
So
my
I think.
God! I didn't even put that together until you just
So I
mentioned
think
it.
Space
Maybe I
Jam's
owe this
probably
dude an
closer to the
apology.
truth. Yeah, yeah. Space Jam's closer to the truth than a lot of people are willing to admit. And
Yeah.
I think the fact that Space Jam 2 wasn't as successful was by design. I think the government was like, no, you guys you let out a lot of secrets in the last one. We're
Right.
gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna crush
Gotta
this one.
tone
We're
it
not gonna
back.
let this one. We're not gonna let people really get into this one like the first one. But yeah, I think who's my guy from what was the fellow that was in Bill Murray?
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray knows the truth. Maybe we can get him on the pod.
I would love to get
I
Bill
think
Murray on
so.
the pod. Bill Murray, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on the pod to talk about
Yeah.
what you know about aliens and their
There's
ties to golf.
who's the other guy? There's
Oh,
the other Ghostbuster who's super into that.
Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, Dan
Dan
Aykroyd.
Aykroyd's a
He's a huge
huge conspiracy
alien guy.
theorist. Yeah, he's a big alien dude. In
oh,
fact,
the guy from Blink 182 too.
really,
Yeah.
he's a big alien dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
huge.
Tom DeLonge.
Yeah,
Tom DeLonge. Yeah.
Tom DeLonge. You know, the same installer. He was only there for like 2 days, but the lasting impact, because not only did he tell us about the Ukraine alien secret base for golf, he told another coworker of mine who believed this, that the South Africans were putting like women in bathtubs and setting them on fire and stuff. And he came around. He was like, "You'll never believe what this guy told me." And he says he's in the military and he says he knows about it. So he's got to be telling the truth.
Well,
He's
I don't
got-
know if you remember this, but you said he was only there for 2 days. There's a reason why he was only there for 2 days, because he was fired.
Yes.
I'm
was
beginning
fired.
to wonder if if there was more to his firing than him just being incompetent.
Dude was really, it was nice.
I think
but
he was
really
releasing
strange.
too much. He was releasing too much information.
That's right.
Yeah.
They had to get rid of him. They had to silence him. Maybe
I thought the work he
man.
was doing was fine. Really didn't make sense that they fired him. Now that I'm starting to put it all together, I think I know what that firing was all about.
I think I do too.
He flew a little too close to the sun. That's what it sounds like.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Just
Not that you can though, because of the firmament.
that's right.
true.
The firmament will keep you from, reaching those heights. You'll blow up.
Yeah.
Speaking of underground airports, this seems to be like kind of a trend, because we have the airport, the Air Force Base thing. Well, there was also the really big one who I had a friend in high school who believed this wholeheartedly. He thought this was where the New World Order and the lizard people and all that were living. The Feathermen, I think he even threw out a name called the Feathermen. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of that.
Familiar.
I'm not.
But anyway, there was supposedly this underground city underneath the Denver airport. Are you familiar with that one? That one's going back all the way to when I was in high school. So that one's been around. That's kind of a Hall of Fame one, I think, right there when it comes to conspiracy. Do y'all remember that one?
No.
I feel like that's even older than that, but I've been to the Denver airport and the vibes are off. I will tell them that. I would tell you that.
The vibes are off.
The vibes are off, yeah.
The
But the thing is, like, the carpet is really weird. I think people say it matches like alien instructions for landings, or they could be used for landing instructions or something like that. It is a weird airport, and plus it's in
Is
the
it
middle
like
of
crop
nowhere.
circles?
It's just like lines and circles and everything. It's a very
Yeah.
strange design. Yeah.
Well,
Aliens seem to really like circles, which would probably also relate to their love of any kind of sports.
Yeah, ball is life.
Yeah.
That's what they say. That's an alien saying, actually.
Oh, okay.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
All is life.
Ball is life.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, so the conspiracy started because, kind of like Nikos was saying, weird public art. So apparently there's some weird art stuff in there. There were massive construction delays. I guess they were delayed because they had to build all of this giant infrastructure underground.
Basketball courts.
Basketball courts. Budget overruns was one of the reasons cited. It went way over budget building the mega city beneath the system. Large underground tunnel system has apparently been reported in the Denver airport. And some intentionally creepy murals and statues. When you were there, did you see any creepy murals and statues?
Yeah, I saw the horse that they talk about. I feel like they're just like random, like gargoyles or something around the airport, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, anytime you see a gargoyle is unsettling, especially indoors, right? They're supposed to protect the outdoors. So what are they protecting?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Do you think they come alive at night and stuff?
We've all seen the animated series Gargoyles.
I know.
I absolutely know they come alive at night.
It's one of my
Yeah.
favorites. I love that
Yeah.
show.
There's a big like push people who think that one of those gargoyles is like really hot.
I don't know about that. I don't think
I'd have to
don't?
see more.
isn't there are they talking about the redhead?
So I actually don't know because I never that's one that I never watched.
I used
But I
to
just
think
know that
the,
that's like a big thing. People
I used
think
to
it's
think the
hot.
lady detective was hot. She was cute.
Well, I was gonna say if there's this new thing of one of those gargoyles is hot, I do wonder if that's another psyop. They're trying to make us more comfortable with the gargoyles, which may be
Yeah.
aliens.
That's true. That's true. They're trying to they're getting us trained to being attracted to them.
Before we get off of this subject about gargoyles, I pulled up the animated series. Let me say, both chicks are hot, the lady and the gargoyle. So
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I liked the lady back in the day. Like that's legit.
Yeah.
Like I used to watch that show and I would like get like excited when she get on screen.
I was
You
gonna,
know?
where's this going?
But yeah, I had a buddy who believed in the Denver airport thing, and he told me once he was like, I want to go up there and investigate because he believed in like lizard people and like a
Yeah.
new world order and those kinds of things. But to be honest, his dad was also like real big into conspiracy theories because like now that I remember it, he was the one who told me that this is like 2008. He told me that Obama was rounding up conservatives and putting them in conservative concentration camps out in like the Midwest or something like that. And
Yeah, the death camps.
the death
Yeah.
camps. Like this was during that kind of time. And he
Yeah.
was also the guy who I think he got up a bunch of Chinese money and buried it in his yard and was waiting for like he was like Obama's gonna sell us to the Chinese and when they do I'm gonna be set. I'm gonna be set. And he was just gonna go out there and dig it up in his yard and whatnot. So, which I don't know if he still
Man.
has. I don't know if he still has all that Chinese money or not. But I think that's what he was. He was into that kind of stuff there.
Yeah, that was a crazy time, dude. That was peak comedy.
Yeah,
That's what I call
Yeah.
that time.
it was a long
Yeah.
time ago.
Before we get too far away from Obama conspiracy theories, I've shared with you guys a few times. My barber is quite the conspiracist.
Yes.
Uh, it usually alternates. 1 week he might just be misogynistic about women. The next week conspiracy theories. Sometimes I get both in one trip. It just depends.
I bet that's special when you get the both. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big day. I love it.
Yeah.
I love him calling women females.
Nice.
As a matter of fact, I can't stop myself from doing it sometimes, but it's one of my favorite things he does. But recently, I went as I was getting my haircut. The thing is about as you're getting your haircut, you're sort of like you're held captive. You're a captive audience. You can't go anywhere, no matter what the barber's doing, right? And
Right.
you also sort of have to just go along with it because he's pretty much got your life in his hands.
Right.
So, anyways, I was there recently. Um, he said, "Hey, have you seen this video going around on Instagram?" Uh, I was like, "About what?" He's like, "Obama." I was like, "No, I don't think I have." I wasn't expecting him to hand me his phone and have me watch a 6-minute Instagram video, but he did. As he cut my hair, he's like, "No, you got to watch this." I was like, "I'll watch it." No, he's like, "No, go ahead and watch it." I was like, "All right." And the man proceeds to break down how Obama is the grandchild of this famous person in history, Adolf Hitler.
His
Now-
grandson.
That's right. Barack Obama is the grandson of Adolf Hitler, not the other way around.
Okay.
So I'll give you the whole family lineage. There's a little anti-Semitism in this too, but I don't think my barber's anti-Semitic. He's just a conspiracist, and every conspiracy is a little anti-Semitic at the very least. A lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway.
including the flat Earth, which I don't want to
Yeah,
get to. That even that has some roots in anti-Semitism.
It's such a strange thing how that works out.
It really is.
But so it all starts. Adolf Hitler is a Rothschild, which
Yeah.
is that's pretty much it's just like a whole anti-Semitic thing. But anyway, so Adolf Hitler has 3 daughters. You guys want to guess who his daughters are? 2 of them are famous world leaders, and the others, obviously, Barack Obama's mom.
Okay.
Who do you think his 2 sisters are?
Wait. So Barack Obama's mom is one of Hitler's kids.
Yes, and she has
One of his
he has 2
daughters?
aunts. Yep, and he has 2 aunts who would also become famous world leaders who are women. Who do you
Yeah.
think they were?
I'm gonna guess. I
What is
feel like the obvious is Hillary Clinton, and then maybe Angela Merkel.
That's the 2 I would.
What about you?
That's the 2 I was going to say. I was going to say it's
Actually,
Hillary Clinton and Angela Merkel. It's got to be.
Not
Or-
bad, Angela. Okay, go ahead.
Margaret Thatcher.
Margaret Thatcher's a good one. That's a good one.
I think Thatcher and Hitler might actually be the same age. So
I was gonna say the same person.
The same person.
Well, that too. But actually, great guess on Merkel, Ross. That's one of them.
Okay.
The other,
Okay.
Theresa May. So
Theresa
okay.
May. Okay.
So Hitler had 3 daughters:
I
Theresa
guess
May,
it didn't make so
Angela
much
Merkel.
sense. I guess it didn't make.
Yeah.
I guess it didn't make any sense to have Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama's mom be sisters. It made
Yeah,
more
that's
sense. It made more
true.
sense that yeah.
I just know she's she's a prime target for conspiracy theorists.
Yeah. So, anyways, Hitler had these 3 daughters. One of those daughters gave birth to Barack Obama, or as he's more affectionately known, Barry Soetoro. So, if you guys really want to get into the
His name
weeds,
is Barry Soetoro.
I think one of the
That's the
conspiracy
best they
theories
could
is
come
that
up
Barack
with?
Obama wasn't his. I think his mom's last name is actually Soetoro, and people say that's what he went by when he was growing up.
Okay.
Um,
I've actually seen his childhood home.
where in Kenya? You been to Kenya?
No, in Hawaii.
Oh, okay. I guess you bought into it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm part of the. I'm a sheep.
Now, the purpose of him showing me that, I don't really know. Does that mean Obama's carrying on? I don't know. Like, sometimes, like, a conspiracy theories has, like, okay, this is the reason why things are bad, but I don't know the purpose of saying Obama is Hitler's grandson. I'm sort of
But
lost. But anyways, the video's still on YouTube if anybody wants to look for
if
it.
the video's on YouTube,
Yeah, check it out.
all right.
There's some convincing photos. I'll say that.
Okay.
What are they photos of?
Hitler and Barack Obama's mom. So,
Oh, just side by side.
side by side.
Okay.
But so obviously, on the far right, groups, the far right extreme groups, Obama is not popular, on that side. But Hitler kind of is. So wouldn't Obama be like, so like if Hitler had
This is a good point you're making.
if Hitler had these three daughters, then wouldn't they be held to a high standard because they come from Hitler's seed, as disgusting as that is. But that would also mean that Obama was related to Hitler, so he's got that blood in him. So like, wouldn't he be the one you'd want to follow because he's got the juice. He's got the juice.
Yeah, maybe
Well,
he fell away from it.
consistency isn't really part of conspiracy theories.
Yeah,
But the thing is, like, those three people, well, Angela Merkel, Theresa May, and Barack Obama are probably three of the most hated people
Yeah.
right.
from particularly far right people.
I just think
so
that's funny that Hitler has three daughters and they end up being three women, or excuse me, three females, as your barber
Yep.
would say, three females who are just
Right.
really reviled on the far right.
Yeah. But what's interesting is he has three daughters, but there's another theory that he only had one ball. Not to bring it back to Hitler's seed, but there's a
Yeah.
theory that he only had one ball, and this is part of why he was so crazy. And then to just really bring it home, there's also a theory that after he was killed or killed himself, a soldier chopped his dick off and took it home with him. And so
Oh,
now his dick is just somewhere in the world, like a cursed object.
so this is so
Well, but real quick before you move on, as far as that, so the thing is, like, who likes Hitler, right? Like, it's not the right. It's not, okay. The far right. There are people that like right wing groups that like Hitler, but I don't want to put that on the right. But what it does is it allows them to go look at what the Jews gave us, right? Like the Jews birthed Hitler, the Jews birthed Obama, and I think that's what it gets to.
That's what it gets to.
That's where the anti-Semitism comes in. Also,
I see.
yeah.
Well, like Ross was saying about taking a souvenir off of Hitler there. I knew this really weird dude who he was really excited about this. Like he was a strange dude. I think he would probably be one of these candidates who would believe something like this. But he had a like officer's book that he was able to acquire, and he was really excited about it because every officer's book apparently had Adolf Hitler's signature in it, kind of officiating that this was an officer's book. So he had it on display in his trailer or his mobile home. And he was all, when I went over there with my friend who it was her dad. He was like, you got to see this. You got to see this. And I was like, that's cool, man. That's cool. He also, we found, in Wrightsville, North Carolina, we were out there walking the beach and saw something in the sand and literally pulled out like a Nazi flag, like a swastika flag out of the sand on Wrightsville Beach. It was the most surreal thing that's ever happened to me. But she was like, "Oh, dude, my dad's gonna love this," and took it to him. And the next time I went over there, it was draped across his bed. I was like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Actually, you just brought back a childhood memory of mine. I remember going to the flea market as a child, not far from Roxborough. If you know anything about North Carolina,
Yeah.
this all makes sense. There's probably a lot of Nazi memorabilia in Roxborough. But anyways, I went to the flea market. I was probably 7 or 8 at the time, and a man was out there selling coins. Older white gentleman. And he just had a bunch of Nazi coins. And I actually bought one because I was like, "Oh, this is." So an old white man sold me a Nazi coin and a knife. As 8 years old. And then I went and bought some nachos and then went home and played Pokemon. So yeah, it's a pretty sweet day.
What a
at the old
day.
flea market. Yeah.
I was actually watching Pokemon yesterday. I went to the guy's place to get my hair cut. The lady cutting my hair didn't tell me any of this, but she did have Pokemon on the television, so I was able to watch that.
Nice.
That was nice.
Nice.
But yeah,
Is that the original or the new stuff?
no, the original one, and it was
Ooh,
the
that's good stuff.
Ooh.
it was the episode where that dude is dressed up as a Pokemon to be like a superhero. What is it like? It's the pink one, like Clygar.
Lickitung?
No, it was
What?
like Clygar or something like that. Anyway,
You said this was their original series. There's no Clygar in their original series. What are you talking
or was
about?
the
Yeah.
Jodo one? Is that what it's
Okay,
called?
Okay.
that's the second one.
Second
Yeah,
one.
Yeah,
Jodo.
come on. Jeez,
There
you
was
sound like my grandma.
I don't know my Pokemon that well. But yeah, I was watching that. It was Brock, Misty, and Ash. That's why I thought it was the original, because I was like, don't they change the characters as they go through it?
eventually, yeah.
Doesn't he get new
Yeah.
friends? He gets new friends. He dumps his old friends.
Yeah.
Ross, what were you were saying something the other day about a footprint you saw in the snow on a snowboard?
Yeah. So just to I guess round out the conspiracy thing, I'm sure y'all are familiar with the Bigfoot conspiracy.
Absolutely.
And I have actual firsthand I won't say evidence, but an interaction, not with Bigfoot, but with a huge footprint. When I was a little kid, I was snowboarding and I went a little too far away from where everybody else was, and there was just a gigantic footprint in the snow.
Nothing else around it.
Uh, Nothing else around it, and only one.
Ooh, that is crazy.
Which suggests a one-footed, one-legged
But that would
Bigfoot. I
also
think I
mean
may
that.
have.
But I was going to say that would also mean that it came down, landed on one foot, right, and then
Yeah,
immediately hopped off that one foot and probably went like yards, right?
maybe yards. I'm thinking it might have fallen off of the firmament.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So it sounds like what you ran into is the footprint of a Gigantopithecus, is the
Yes.
scientific name that we like to use.
Yeah.
And again, I wouldn't call it a conspiracy theory. I'm sure we've all seen the film,
Yeah.
so we know they're out there somewhere. And you were in, where were you when you saw this? This was in North Carolina.
No, this
This
was
was
in
recent.
Massachusetts.
This is
This
Massachusetts.
is not
Okay,
recent. This is when I was a
right,
little
okay.
kid.
So I guess, is the abominable snowman and Sasquatch, are they the same race? Or would the abominable snowman also be a giant? Like, I'm just wondering.
Yeah,
Do you
no,
guys think they're the
it's a
same?
good question. It's a good
Yeah.
question. I don't know because there's also there's like the swamp one down in like Louisiana or something.
Swamp.
You guys know about this
The
one?
only
The
thing I
swamp.
the
It's
only
called like
thing
the swamp ape.
oh, the swamp ape or a skunk
Yeah.
ape or something like
Swamp
that.
ass. Oh,
Swamp
okay. I
ape.
know the skunk ape.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah,
Skunk
Yeah.
ape.
the
I was
skunk
like,
ape.
Yeah.
I was like, the only thing I could think of at the moment is the Justice League character Swamp Thing. That was like the only thing I could think of
No,
at the
no, no.
moment. No, but I think there's
Uh,
a skunk ape.
Yeah, that's a Florida thing. But I mean, Florida, Louisiana, all those states are the same. Who cares? But
sure.
the skunk ape is not as large as the Gigantopithecus. The skunk ape is probably about average, about 5'7", 5'8", whereas the Gigantopithecus, you're talking about a monster of a man.
Is 5'7" average height?
Well, I'm 5'7", so I like to say
Yeah,
yes.
that's
But
why I was asking.
it depends. Where are you? We in Mexico, we in the United States.
Right.
Averages change
Well,
place to place.
this would be in Florida apparently.
So below average height, slightly.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I just thought of?
Didn't mean to call you out.
No offense taken.
You know what I just thought of? Like, we just went through and had this long conversation about all of these conspiracy theories, right? And pretty much every one of them, I was like, oh, hey, I know this person who told me this. I know this person who believed this. I know this person who said this. I know this. What is with that? What is that about? Like, does it just mean that,
They're
like,
all attracted to you.
yes, what does that say about
Yeah.
me and the people I have run with? I just, like, literally while you were talking, I zoned out there at the end, and I just thought, like, that's crazy that I've known so many people who've believed this stuff. What is that about? And Nikos, you have
It
your
is strange.
is it like a Southern thing? Are we just
Yeah, because
that
it's not
dumb?
really following me, and I'm not obviously from the South,
That's
so
what I'm
I
saying.
do
Like,
wonder if
that's
it's a Southern thing.
because that's ridiculous that I like knew so many people in our conversation who was like, oh yeah, I know someone who said this and someone who believes this.
I don't know that we removed lead from our fuel as quickly as up in the Northeast. So
Yeah.
I think that could be part of the problem. And also our homes, probably lead heavy.
Yeah.
I don't want to blame the education system, but it probably has something to do with it. Reading comprehension.
I just wonder if
But yeah.
I'm just surrounded by a bunch of idiots. I
Or
don't
are
know.
you the idiot?
Maybe I'm the dumb one. Because if all these
Yeah.
people I've known, like I'm outnumbered here. Maybe I'm the dumb one.
Yeah, are you thinking about conforming to them to
No,
survive?
no, absolutely
Okay.
not. No, not even gonna think it.
Okay.
Well, we do have a Chuckle Court here, and this one's interesting. If you guys want to open up the Chuckle Court and take a case,
I'd love to.
you want to take a
Yep.
case? I have a case
Oh
here.
yeah, I got a real sense of justice in me.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Well, this one's actually really timely because this one takes place in North Carolina. And listen to this. A North Carolina man is facing multiple felony charges after police say he broke into a Little Caesars location not once but twice and started making and selling pizzas as if the store was open.
Mm.
So he did not go and steal pizza. He broke into
Yeah.
the Little Caesars twice,
Yeah.
but he was running the store.
So what happened to the money? Did he put it in the register and it went to Little Caesars?
I mean, that's a great
Or did he,
question. That's a
if
really
he
good.
pocketed it, then we got some felonies. If we've
Yeah.
got if he put it back into the
Oh yeah, that's it. He sold them
yeah.
to the customers who were unaware of anything was wrong and kept the money for himself.
Okay.
Well,
We went from a guy who could have been a vigilante to just a common criminal.
Well, I do believe that we should own the rights of production, right? Like we should own production. Like, so did he really do anything wrong? I mean, he produced the labor, he put it together. Now, maybe should he give them a cut for the equipment that he used? Yes, but I think that can be sorted out. Overall, I don't know. I don't think he did anything wrong. He provided a service that everyone wants.
Yeah, how much did he make?
Doesn't say. Let's see if I can find an actual number. But basically, this happened in Kinston, North Carolina. This happened during one of the recent snowstorms. He breaks in the first time, and they arrested him, and then he came back later. I think like a day later, and like did it again. But by that time, the store was open, and they were trying to block him from going in there. So they had to come and get him again. He's been identified as 41-year-old Jonathan Hackett. Actually, he's a former employee of the store.
Okay.
This is a man who just has a passion, man.
He
He's
just
got
has a passion for
pies.
pizzas.
He's got a
Right.
passion for the pie. How many pies do you think he was slinging?
A Little Caesars, I imagine he was slinging quite a few pies. They do pretty good,
Here's the
I
thing.
imagine.
What were the customer service reviews at the time? Well, I want to know what the
That's great.
customers think. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's very
I
important.
wonder if he did. Maybe he's just really good at it. He clearly has a passion for it.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah,
we spent all these years saying people don't want to work anymore. People don't want to do their job. I mean, look at this guy. He's doing it for free.
he's
He's just
literally
showing up.
breaking into work.
Yeah.
He's breaking into work. But he is facing a lengthy list of charges. He's got felony breaking and entering, felony obtaining property by false pretense, felony larceny after breaking and entering, misdemeanor breaking and entering and violating a city curfew.
You
That
want them to
last one-
convict a
that
man
last
for
one's
wanting a
weird.
job? Yeah. You
Yeah,
want them to
exactly.
convict a man for working? What
Yeah.
has this country come to?
I don't know.
What is this?
Literally
Zoran
trying to keep people-
Mondani, Zoran wins fucking New York, and everyone's a communist now. They don't want you to work. They're arresting you for working.
That's
What is this?
I used
so
to, this is it's not easy, man. I used to work at Little Caesars. There's a certain way you have to make those pies.
yeah.
I
Did
used to
you
work-
have the passion?
No, I did not have the passion. But the pies come as like a pre-made thing, and there's a machine you run the dough through that makes it the exact size every time, and then you have to put it in a pan, and every pizza gets one ladle of pizza sauce, one scoop of the cheese, and this is all like pre-made measured like cups, and exactly 30 pepperonis.
Nice.
That's like the recipe.
If this guy was plopping on a few extra ronies, then I'm exonerating him.
So, so if I ask for extra pepperoni, am I getting 60 or am I getting 45, or what's the ratio after that? If I say, hey, throw a little extra pepperoni on there, and I pay the upcharge.
I don't know, because if you do it correctly, they say like if you start at the top of the pie at 12 o'clock and you go all the way around the pie, and then when you get back to 12 o'clock, drop down a row and then do another one, and then just drop down. By the time you get to the dead center, there'll be one pepperoni that fits perfectly in the center. It's actually very
Oh
therapeutic.
wow. Oh,
Yeah.
did that actually work?
Yeah, it did. When I was being trained on it, I was 16 years old
Yeah.
doing this. I yeah, would do it every time. Like you would start at the top of the pie, like imagine a clock, it's 12 o'clock, and then I go around the pie, go around again and again and again until you get to the bottom, and then it'd be like one little pepperoni, it'd be 30.
Hey, what happened to those little tables they used to put in the middle of pizzas? I always wondered that. I used to enjoy those as a
Hey,
kid. Those little white
Yeah, I
things.
did
Those
too.
yeah, I got them last night.
Oh, really? Wow.
Johnny's Pizza. I ordered the pizza, opened up the two pizzas, they got the little tables in there. I hadn't seen them in
Damn.
forever. Yeah, it's a Johnny's Pizza.
I used to
thing.
use them for my wrestling matches. I'd throw them out there. We had little table ladders and chairs.
Oh my
matches.
god, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a good use of those. I'd never even thought of that. I never thought to
You
use
never-
those for the table.
Did you guys never try to use it to put a little piece of pizza on?
No.
Oh yeah, I've absolutely
tried.
done that.
I did that. I do that. I use the cap of a soda to try to make a little cup.
I never did that
Everything
either.
was miniature.
I've never tried that one, but
No, I
I
was
definitely
always like
tried to put a tiny slice on there.
bigger is more.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I never tried to use a little table, never tried to use a little cup.
Yeah, but I think we should finish adjudicating this case.
Yeah, so what do we think about this Jonathan Hackett from Kinston, North Carolina, Little Caesars employee going above and beyond?
So I say first order of business, drop all the felonies. This is not a
Right.
this is not a felony level crime.
Mm-hmm. So you're
I
going to
would
drop it all down to
say-
misdemeanors. So he's clearly
I would
all right. So,
so
what,
I
so
would
what do you
drop
think?
I drop it down to misdemeanors, and I think the sentencing should be he has to go do community service at a pizza place.
Okay, but not that Little Caesars. He has to go. Do you think he has to go work at a rival pizza joint?
I think it's of his choosing. The
So you
man
can
clearly
pick the
has
pizza
passion.
joint.
He has passion.
You know, if I'm another pizza restaurant and I read about this guy and I read that he's out there as a free agent, you know what? I might
Yeah.
pick him up and put him on the team.
I would too. I would
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I think this guy's gonna. I think he's going places in the pizza world.
Right.
I
He
think
could
he
be
is,
our
too.
next. What's his name? John Shatner.
Yes.
Is that the guy's
yeah.
name? He used
Yeah.
to run Papa
Run
John's.
Papa John's. He
Yeah,
was
the
the
day of
Papa-
reckoning.
Until they canceled him.
Yeah.
It was Richie. Richie was the Judas. Stabbed him in the back of his beautiful Papa back.
His sweaty back. He's always sweaty in videos. What the fuck?
He
Every time I see
ate 40
Papa John-
pizzas, man.
It's hard work slinging pizzas, dude. It's hard work slinging pizzas.
It's harder work eating them.
Yeah, it's very hard work. You get the meat sweats.
So a guy
So-
like this, I think Ross, you were saying what sounds like probation or community service.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking. Again, I don't think something like this deserves discipline. I think the judge really needs to step up and say, "Hey, listen, I see you out there working, buddy. I'm not going to punish you for wanting a job. I say we community fund his
Yeah.
own pizza restaurant. I think that's what we do. We don't let a guy like that rot in prison. We don't
Right.
punish him. We don't punish passion.
Well, I agree
think
with
this-
you.
Yeah.
I agree with you, and I think that the community service. I didn't see that as a punishment for this guy.
Right. Yeah,
I saw
you're right.
this almost as a reward.
That's true. That's true. But I think a better thing would be if we as a nation got together, crowdfunded him his own pizza place, and let the man cook. That's all
It's
he wants.
pizza, Hackett's
Yeah.
pies.
Hackett's pies.
Dude, the guy got up on a day that it was snowy and it was a mess, and he went there and he showed up. And he broke in, sure. But he went there and he showed up and he did what the others could not do.
Yeah,
And he made
he's
those
like
pizzas.
he's like Pizza Jesus, man. He's
He
just
is.
he's
Pizza
feeding
Jesus.
everybody.
He's Pizza Jesus.
Yeah.
So we're giving him.
That's truly an American tale. We showed up and we broke into the place. We made it work over here in the United States. There were other people here. Don't get me wrong, but hey, we showed up. We made this place make this place run smooth, right?
And we kept all the money for ourselves, just like he did.
Exactly.
Very good. Okay, so I think we're just going to send him. He gets to choose, in my book, Jonathan Hackett. It sounds like he gets to choose. He can go to a pizza restaurant that will actually respect his talent, respect his ability, and he will be able to rehab himself there by doing the one thing he loves the most, making pizzas, bringing joy to the folks of Kinston, North Carolina. They have no idea how good they have it. They have a real one right there. That seems to be the verdict of Chuckle Court for this week.
There's that old adage that I always live by: give me pizza or give me death.
That's right.
Yes.
Like the Little Caesars guy says, pizza, pizza. So that'll do it for the show today. Thank you for tuning in with Chuckle with the Guys, as always, Mondays at 4. We'll see you back here next week. And don't forget to check out on Thursdays, Adakashi and I playing Baldur's Gate 3. We have made it to Act 3, and we're still going through that. And then monthly, do look out for Untold Talent, where I speak with various artists in the art community about where their motivation comes from. That's going to do it for us. Take it easy, guys.
See ya.